This is exactly what the Dallas Mavericks needed. A win where they come out the gates with the right energy, making the right reads, Jason Kidd with the right substitutions and the right lineups to give us a 25-point lead at halftime that resulted in a dub over the Orlando Magic, 108-85, in a game where Luka Doncic finally came out the gates just on fire, hitting step back three after step back three, getting other guys involved, Kyrie Irving facilitating, Daniel Gafford and Derrick Lively dominating the paint, and much more that we're going to talk about in this video. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 14,152 subscribers. We're getting very close to that goal of 15K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, the live streams, the watch-alongs, the giveaways, the post-game vids just like this, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. And I want to apologize to everybody. I know I said I was going to go live for this game. I literally remembered the day before yesterday that I had a ticket to tonight's game. So I had to go to the game, had to represent, go out and see if Luka Doncic still had it in the tank. And of course he did. He's Luka Doncic, Luka Magic. Starting off the game with a step back three, another step back three with another step back three. Knocking down shots. He was 50% from the floor. He looked amazing. The defense was also there. He was getting other guys involved, getting Gafford involved very early in the game, where Gafford looked pretty dominating down low. And although the Orlando Magic didn't have their best player in Paolo Banchero, he's going to miss a few weeks with a hip injury. Didn't really matter. This was more of like a morality boost for the team after we lost to the Houston Rockets, and we know the issues that we continue to have throughout the start of the season. This was a game where not a whole lot of pressure. It's a very low pressure game. Just go out, make some good shots, get the guys involved, build up a little bit of a rhythm. So when we go into the game tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers, which we will be live for, a game where we can go up against the Indiana Pacers with the right rhythm, the right mentality off the start to get a dub. But let's go ahead and look at the box score from tonight's game. PJ Washington had a pretty good game, 7 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. He was 1 of 2 from 3, 3 of 4 from the floor. Didn't take a lot of shots, but he was doing a lot of the small things. Him and Najee Marshall played great defense. They were bringing the ball down. All the small things you need from these guys, they're doing it at a very high level, and we saw that tonight from PJ as well as Najee Marshall. And Daniel Gafford had 18 points, had 1 steal, 8 rebounds. He was 0 of 1 from the free throw line, but he was 9 of 13 from the floor, just dominant, picking up exactly where he left off last year when he was rivaling Wilt Chamberlain's record. And although he did miss 4 of his shots in this game, he looked very good. Luka was able to give him the ball every single time down low. And Kyrie Irving, in only 28 minutes, he had 17 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. He was 1 of 2 from 3 and 5 of 11 from the floor. He was also 6 of 7 from the free throw line, which is very, very odd. It's very rare to see Kyrie Irving actually getting calls where he goes to the line, but a very efficient game from Kyrie as he continues that like he has been. And then Luka Doncic, the man of the hour, only playing 32 minutes. Had 32 points, he had 7 assists, 9 rebounds, he was 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 5 of 13 from 3, and 11 of 22 from the floor, and this was definitely the game where Luka Doncic came out the gates hot and ready. After the first quarter, he had about 14, 15 points, and he had about 25 at halftime, where we were already up by 25 points at halftime. Luka Doncic was amazing tonight, was doing everything on both ends of the floor. He was also playing defense. He had the second highest plus minus on the team with a plus 21. A great game from Luka Doncic. I want to make sure that this does continue. We stay consistent when we play the Pacers tomorrow, because as we all know, Rick Carlisle kind of has our number. He kind of has us figured out, but we got to prove him wrong tomorrow. Klay Thompson, in only 29 minutes, he had 9 points. He had 2 blocks, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 1 of 5 from 3 and 4 of 10 from the floor. And what I noticed from Klay Thompson in tonight's game, and it's a little bit of what I noticed in the other game against the Houston Rockets, it didn't feel like we were utilizing him that well as opposed to how we were when we started the season against the San Antonio Spurs. The open shots that we created for Klay Thompson weren't as open as we'd want them to be, and maybe that's because the defense just knows you can't leave Klay open. Maybe that made it more difficult for us to get him open, but he was still effective. And although we know Klay Thompson is a shooter, he's an amazing three-point shooter. So yes, we look to him to score, but there's so many other things that he does great. He was playing great on-ball defense, great help defense. He was passing the ball more. He was doing a little bit of facilitating. He was always finding the big guys. Daniel Gafford and Derrick Lively both got points off an assist from Klay Thompson. So even though Klay Thompson didn't shoot the ball that well, there are other things that he can do to the point where it's okay if you're not having a great shooting night, because we know everything else you do is still going to be on par. But just continuing with the box score, Omax got about 6 minutes in garbage time. Najee Marshall in 21 minutes had 4 points, had 2 steals, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 0-2 from 3 and 2-5 from the floor. Najee Marshall, as well as Quentin Grimes, as the games go on, they're really starting to find their rhythm. In this game, Najee Marshall, for sure, looked amazing. He looked very comfortable, very relaxed in his role. He knew, I'm going to bring the ball down, facilitate, play good defense, get the guys good looks, playmaking. All the things that you would expect from someone whose nickname is the Knife, because he really was a Swiss Army knife out there just doing it all. And if we can just improve the efficiency of his shots to where he can generate a few more points for himself, then Najee Marshall could easily be one of the better players that we have off the bench. And Dwight Powell, in 8 minutes, he looked pretty good. No points, but it was Dwight Powell. Derrick Lively, in 20 minutes, had 11 points. He had 1 assist, 11 rebounds. He was 5 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Another double-double from Derrick Lively. Looked very good. Him and Daniel Gafford, 2 sides of the same coin, looking like just straight monsters out there. And Spencer Dinwiddie had 18 minutes with 0 points, 1 block, 2 assists. He missed every shot. Not sure why he got more minutes than Jaden Hardy. I'm sure that's a coaching decision, but I definitely want to see a bit more of Jaden Hardy tonight. As well as Quentin Grimes in 17 minutes. He had 5 points. He had 1 turnover, but he had 2 steals and 3 rebounds. 1 of 2 from 3 and 2 of 4 from the floor. I kind of want to see more from Quentin Grimes as well, but in the way that we use him until he feels more comfortable and relaxed in his role, I'm okay with his minutes, and I'm also okay with his production. He had a really good plus-minus at a plus 11, so I'm okay with that. And Brandon Williams, as well as Jaden Hardy, got in garbage time. And like I said before, I kind of want to see more from Jaden Hardy. I think he had a good start to the season, and then, I don't know, Spencer Dinwiddie had 1 good game, and all of a sudden we forgot about Jaden Hardy. Ridiculous. But the game was won. The Dallas Mavericks got the dub. We're now 4-2 on the season. We're going to play the Indiana Pacers tomorrow, where hopefully we can be 5-2. I'd like it, but this game was a huge one for the Dallas Mavericks because, like I said, no Paolo Banchero, an easy dub. Just wake up, go to the games. But more importantly is to get into a rhythm, get your reps up, feel out the game, and get familiar with playing with other rotations, with other players. Learn each other. Use this time to gel. As we play teams that are injured, as we play against teams that are just not that good, we use that to actually get into a rhythm. So when we play against better teams, we know what to do. And tonight was definitely the night to get that experience with these guys, and I like what I saw. But as far as who stood on business, I think there's only one real answer to that. The player who stood on business was obviously the man of the hour, Luka Doncic, Luka Mania, Luka Magic, Luka Doncic. It was amazing. Like I said, the step back after step back after step back, those step back threes were amazing. They were money. I felt more confident in Luka's shot this game than probably any game of the season so far. Even that 40-point game in Phoenix, I think this was his better. This game was definitely better than that. I think this was his best game so far, but I don't think it's the best game yet. I still think Luka Doncic has a monster performance somewhere down the line on the schedule, but it was good to see that he actually started to look more confident, look more relaxed, more comfortable, more just warmed up and prepared for this game. And obviously, they didn't have their best player, and even if Paolo Banchero played, I'm pretty sure we still would have won. This was a must-win because we would have had a much harsher conversation if we were now 3-3 instead of 4-2. A win is a win, and I'll take it however I can get. But some honorable mentions. I mean, Kyrie had a great game. Daniel Gafford, Najee Marshall, Derrick Lively. Those guys also had a great game. But I gotta say, Luka Doncic definitely stood on business. But before we end, we got some other stuff that we definitely got to look at. Like I said, Luka Doncic had 32 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, was 50% from the floor, doing all of that in only about 31, 32 minutes. Very, very impressive. But the last thing right here, after the game, Jason Kidd on Luka Doncic. Jason Kidd said, I thought his energy was great. As our leader, he set the tone right off the bat, and I thought the guys followed. Luka came out and has done what? He's normally dominated the first half here in the past. I thought tonight was the first time he dominated on both ends. And I agree. On both ends of the floor, on the defense and the offense, from the gate, from the jump, anytime Luka was on the floor tonight, it was a good performance, in my opinion, from what I saw. So if we can get that same performance and that same production in tomorrow's game against the Pacers, I think the Dallas Mavericks have a nice little winning streak in store for them. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think this was a great game by Luka? Do you think someone else stood on business? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway. The winner will be announced tomorrow's stream because it's the first week of the new month. But we do our giveaways every single month, and the only way to enter our giveaways is to become a channel member of any tier. But until next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.